It makes it easier for people to go to those links, okay? Other important part is the three dots, bottom right-hand corner of the chat. If you click that and you hit save chat, it does that. And if you don't know where it saves on your computer, you notice right above it, it says show in folder. It shows you where on your C drive or on your computer where it gets stored. And then finally, we have far left corner, the mute button. So if you have the barking kids and screaming dogs or neighbors doing wild things because it's spring in the air, hit mute, just to negate the noise in the background. And over to you, Margaret Ann.
Perfect. Thanks a lot, Bernie. I guess everybody's probably realized we are live streaming on LinkedIn. So welcome to our Connect Ottawa call. We're looking forward to hearing from Dave Place today, who is the business owner at Let's Design Your Site. But first, what we're going to do, I'll share a little bit of information about Connect Ottawa. Here at Connect Ottawa, we welcome all business people, large or small, startups, or whether you're seasoned. Everybody is welcome to our platform. As mentioned before, I'm going to encourage everybody to reach out to someone on the call. So drop your information in the chat box with links to get in touch with you. If you haven't met somebody, as you're going around the room and introducing yourself, maybe there's going to be somebody that clicks and you're going to go, I really need to have a conversation with them. So we started Connect Ottawa a couple of years ago online, and since then we are connecting with people across the universe, which is very cool. And if you have any other questions about that, I'm pretty sure Bernie put some stuff in the chat there, and Bernie Friends, Growth, Stefan, and myself are the partners in Connect Ottawa. So again, welcome. So we're going to go around the room first and start with Raul. Would you like to share a quick introduction of who you are?
Hello, everyone. As Margaret and mentioned, my name is Rahul. You must know by now. So I'm a financial planner in Ottawa. So the region is Westboro. I'm MBA in finance, and my bachelor's is in mechanical engineering. So pretty much made my way up, having a hustle and all this phase, the grinding phase, and looking forward to connecting with you all. Thank you.
Perfect. Thanks, Rahul. How about Anna?
Hello, everyone. Good to see you again. I'm a management consultant. I am actually representing two companies. I have my Business Navigation Global Limited, and then I am also a partner in ION LLP, which is a strategic negotiation training company. I'm also a SME investor, but as a consultant, I partner with SMEs and join them on their journey in growing a healthy business for them. And I do that as long as it's needed. So there we go.
Thanks, Anna. Mayank.
Hello, everyone. First of all, I want to compliment Margaret on the hairstyles. This is very I don't know. Just every time she has this little thing, it's beautiful. I'm not hitting on you, by the way. It's a professional meeting. Okay, so name's Mayank. I am the owner, I should say founder or owner, doesn't matter, of MS Bodyworks, and I am a certified health and wellness coach. I'm in the business of making people realize that I know that everybody does good. They are all entrepreneurs, but health is really important. There's no point driving a Lamborghini when you feel sick. It's really important. You have to make sure that your health is up to the mark for yourself and your family. So I specialize in weight loss. So if anybody is looking to lose some for the beach season coming up, you just have to put your information in the chat box and you'll talk with a beautiful guy on the other end of the line.
Perfect. Thank you. And Willie.
Thanks, Margaret Ann. I'm Willie Nichol, based in Scotland in the UK. I am the cop turned life coach and owner of Contentment Life Coaching. I help people become a better version of who they are now. How does that work? I help them find their own answers to whatever's holding them back or preventing them getting the results in life they really want. So if you know of anyone who is in that category, please refer them to me. I'll put my details in the chat box. Once again, thanks for having me. Willie Nichol, Contentment Life Coaching.
Perfect. Thanks, Willie. Pierre.
I am Pierre. My business is Lucid Web Marketing. And as the name says, I help businesses set up and manage their online advertising, so things like Google Ads, Facebook, or any of the millions or so it seems platforms out there where you can advertise on the internet. I'm also starting to offer consultation one-on-one and train. So designing some courses for those who prefer to do it themselves.
Thank you, Pierre. Nice to have you here. And Roy.
Hi, everyone. I'm Roy Medeiros. I'm the owner of Fulcrum Management Group. I'm an outsourced VP of sales. I help small to medium-sized companies put in sales processes, drive sales teams, and also build the infrastructure they need to get scale up to the next level. Nice to meet everyone.
Thanks, Roy. And Doug.
Hi, I'm Doug Bates. I'm actually out of Cobourg, nice little town of about 3 hours from Ottawa.
Okay.
I run several businesses in Ottawa. I run a company called Brown Bag Tour Company. We're actually out of Cobourg, but we do beer tours, etc. I run a box with a celebrity in Ottawa, I'll call her. You probably know Sandra Plagakis. She's my business partner, the morning show host of Sandra and Chris. We have a box called The Cherry that we run. I do session work. That's why you see the drums in the background there. So I do session work drumming. And I also am a financial planner as well. So I do a myriad of different things.
Cool. Love it. Okay. Thanks, Doug. And let me see. I don't see other people's faces. Robert, are you there?
Let's see. Yes, I am. I've got bandwidth problems, so I had to turn off the video. But my name is Robert Dick, and I've created a company called Canadian Scuttlebiology Group, which is an odd name, but essentially what we do is we study the biological impact of light on various species at night, and created a light fixture that minimizes this impact, and it's sold typically to dark sky preserves, conservation areas, individuals that don't want to shine their lights in their neighbors' windows and so on. And also I'm trying to resurrect another company I had started back about 20 years ago. And we have the materials for astronomy in terms of teaching astronomy, star maps, videotapes, and so on. And we're starting to resurrect another version after 20 years of a videotape that shows you the night sky and helps you navigate around it by using digital technology instead of the old-fashioned stuff called cellulose that we originally made. So we're busily doing that with GoPros of all things.
Okay,
GoPro
very
cameras.
cool. You've got some cool things on the go. Thank you for
Lots
sharing.
and lots of stuff, but keeps me sane and off the streets and out of trouble.
Cool. Well, welcome to our show today. Okay, Caitlin, I see your face. And there we go.
Hi, sorry, I just had to pick up a cat off the floor, being harassed over here. My name is Caitlin, and I am in Ottawa, Ontario. I am new to the region. I just moved here during the pandemic, which has been super fun. But with that, I'm also a new entrepreneur. I own my own e-commerce boutique called Bohemian Beach Boutique, and I advocate for women with boho fashion and swimwear that evokes confidence, and I aim to prove that fashion could be blind to prejudice.
Okay, well, welcome and welcome to Ottawa.
Thank you.
And okay, I see one more person. Okay, you're going to have to help me, Srira Manda.
Mr. Mandeli.
Srira, okay, Mr.
There we go.
Mandeli.
Bernie knows how to fix the situation, you know.
Hi. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
Very good.
Thanks for giving me this opportunity. I'm Ramnath Mandali, and I'm a part of Lipon Group. This is a company which I started in 2020. Previously, I worked for a research engineer, worked with the GE and Alstom as an energy conservative engineer. And due to passion towards my energy constraints, I work for the climate change, and I'm a part of EIT KSC Climate Coach for the European community. And also I'm working as an research engineer for IoT products and developing innovative products, helping universities and other research companies.
Okay, well, thank you, and thank you for joining us. So again, everybody, don't forget to put your information in the chat because it can be downloaded later. I'm Margaret Ann Davis. I'll put my information in the chat too. I'm a business connector, co-founder of Connect Ottawa, co-founder with my partner Unified Remote Work, and absolutely love connecting with people. So thrilled you're all here. And right now we're going to get this party started. So Bernie, I'm passing it over to you to get our guest, our presenter introduced.
Well, I'll do a quick introduction for myself, and we'll make.
Sorry, Bernie.
That's all right, Margaret. It's okay.
Oh dear.
Bobby, let's hear the coffee story. You're online.
Okay, because we're 116, so we need to get this.
Bobby might be loading in, so I'll go ahead.
Yeah.
So Bernie Franz wrote Creative Insight Consultants. They do B2B connections, actually people-to-people connections. You'll see a couple of components in my link. There's one called the Property Wizard. It's a real estate investment and how to. That's a podcast. If you're doing podcasts, you also want to promote that and get people to like that. The other piece is Pure Thought Canada. It is a disinfectant that will kill your viruses, bacteria, mold, spore, and fungus, but not you, your kids, or your plants. And Bobby, do you want to do a coffee intro? A quick one?
Yeah. Yeah.
Bobby the Coffee Guy. Have all your coffee needs looked after. Go to bobbythecoffeeguy.ca.
Perfect, Bob.
Welcome, Bobby.
Where's your shop? Where's your cafe?
No cafe. It's just selling in retail stores.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Okay. So on that note, we're going to pass it over to Bernie and everybody to go on mute, I would assume. And go ahead, Bernie.
Folks, allow me to introduce Dave Place. He's an entrepreneur, business consultant, and founder of digital marketing companies called Let's Market Your Business and Let's Design Your Site. He has a love of business, marketing, communication, and psychology. He specializes in helping businesses grow and building more clarity to their online identity. He spent his youth working on a bachelor's and a master's, and then he went touring North America as a frontman for the band called Phone Calls from Home. And since then, he's gained textbook knowledge and then real-world experience of growing a business, and it allowed him to understand and empathize with small business owners. And with all that said, I'm going to stop. Dave, over to you, sir.
Thank you, Bernie. Let me share my screen. You guys let me know if you can see this. How's that?
You're good.
Awesome. Okay. I have a lot of slides, so I'm going to talk slow now, and I'm going to speed it up informationally. And then at the end, we're going to do some questions and answers. So I'm also going to put my information in the chat too. But yeah, let's begin. I'm going to start by introducing myself and then talk through the general strategy of digital marketing. Pierre and I do similar things in that we really want to help people get more qualified, motivated clients at the end of the day. And that's what most small businesses want. And so, yeah, I'll go through that and then kind of talk through the metrics, some cool third-party platforms we use. I'll talk a little bit about web design, the importance of it in 2022. And then, yeah, we'll go through some questions that you guys may have. So here we go. Rank first online in your local market, have a killer digital identity. So for me, as Bernie mentioned, I own and run two companies, Let's Market Your Business and Let's Design Your Site. Also try to be a normal human being when I can. So here's my wife and my dog and I bought a house a few years ago, got married right before COVID. So we learned a lot about each other over the last two plus years. And here's my team. We have 10 people who work together as a group to help design sites and help market small businesses across the US and Canada. And as Bernie mentioned, where it all got started for me, the entrepreneurial life was actually masked through music for me. I started with a passion for music. And as a front man, writing songs, touring the country, playing shows, I didn't realize it, but what I was doing was creating products and services. My audience were these fans of music. And before I knew it, I had a big knowledge around everything having to do with business, because I owned a business logistically all around without realizing it, because I just love music. I said, I need to write songs, I need to put myself out there. And so while on the road, I got my degree online at the University of Massachusetts and got a master's as well. The bands showed me how to be an entrepreneur. And from there, of course, it broke up like every band, unless you're the Rolling Stones, you're going to break up at some point. And so that led me to want to know more about entrepreneurship and how I can add value to the world. What used to be songs, in my head going, man, what can I write a song about? Now it's gaps where I go, what gaps can we fill? You know what I mean? As business owners, as entrepreneurs. And so I started building websites kind of by accident. I had ideas and said, I need to put this on a website in order to show someone instead of just explaining it over and over again. Let me just put it out there. I don't care if anyone sees it on Google. It's just a matter of going, hey, go to this website. Let me know what you think of this idea. And one example of that is called Your Adventure Fund. So I built a website that basically was made to fund your loved one's next big adventure. As human beings, we all go, what should we get for Sarah this year? I don't know. I'm going to get her a t-shirt. You're going to get her a mug. She doesn't need this stuff. Instead, she's planning a trip already. We know that. She's going to Thailand. She's going to Nashville. Why don't we just pull together and fund her adventure, fund her trip? And that way her 10 favorite people came together and paid $700 toward her trip of experiences and memories compared to just, here's a t-shirt, here's a mug, here's something, here's a card. And so that's the kinds of ideas I had that I got to build a website around this. Before I knew it, people wanted us to build websites for them, not just my ideas, but of course for them. And so over the course of the last 3 years, we've built about 500 websites for people just all over the US, Canada, and also throughout Europe. And so that led to, man, this website's beautiful. I'm so proud of it. How do I get myself out there more, Dave? And I go, oh boy, that's a whole nother story. It's one thing to create a visually pleasing website that's functional and helpful. It's another to actually get people to said website. At first, I was nervous to help people with digital marketing because there's a lot of pitfalls, you know what I mean? And I knew that we could design a really good website and that's plain as day, you can see it, it's real. Marketing, it's so ethereal. How can I possibly create a company that can service people in a way that can really, truly help them through digital marketing? And so what I realized was it's not so much plain and simple market my business. It's situational to a T. And what I mean by that, and I'll go into an example in a minute, but every business is so different. Your audience is different. What you sell is different. The price point is different. The sell itself is different. So there's so many avenues, so many different intricacies that I realized actually we can help people market their business in certain circumstances. And I'll get into that more later. But at the end of the day, marketing, online marketing, digital marketing, it's put yourself online so that when people in your area, whether it's geographical area or area niche-based expertise, are in need of your service and they search online, you come up first and you look great. That's the ultimate goal. Some of us go, I don't need to spend a lot of time on this because I actually am succeeding. Great. But right now that's great. You're in a feast, but we all go through lulls. You might hit a famine at some point. So it's important to always keep it in the back of your head, keep a percentage of your time, effort, and money toward marketing so you can always sustain what you're doing, no matter if, you're in a bad place this year or in a great place. And so marketing digital, it's just like normal marketing. It's about getting in front of people. The difference is today, more than ever, people look like this. They go, I need to get something. I need to find this service. I need to find this product. Where are you going to go now? Oh, let's go to our computer. Actually, no, let's even easier. Let's just go to our phone. This is how, the world in 2020 looks, 2022 looks. And so I realized digital marketing has the same core principles, as the last 100 years of marketing. It's about showing up where people are specifically looking for your service. This is what trips up a lot of people. You think to yourself, oh, I need to show up everywhere. I need to show up on Instagram. I need to show up on LinkedIn. I need to show up, you name it, on YouTube. There's so many options that we just do analysis, paralysis by analysis. There's too many options. I don't even know where to start. So instead, I'm not going to do anything because this is scary. That's the way it usually works for people. Or, hey, I tried this once, it didn't work, so I'm going to throw it all out. These are some of the problems people run into, which gives digital marketing a bad name, because there's just so many ways you can do it. All of these platforms, plus many, many more, have eyes. People are looking at Google, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, your own mail. If you have newsletters, you open up your mailbox. This is all places we all go to ourselves as well, not just as a business owner, but as consumers for other business owners. And I left directories kind of last to just mean any directory. If you're in a medical profession, there's medical directories. If you're home services, there's places like Angie's List, Home Advisor, tons of directories out there above and beyond all these other options for platforms. So digital marketing, it's not how do I, do the right post on LinkedIn. It's not about that. It's about strategy and situational awareness. And so I'll explain two different types of marketing for people in your head to to make it easier to start a strategy. Yeah, I mean, you want to just start, where do I even get started? Well, let's talk about the difference between just simple awareness and actually motivated prospects searching for your solution. Simple awareness is someone going, I think if I post enough on Instagram, I'll get some traction. Well, hold on, I don't know about that. Because if I ever go on Instagram, I'm kind of just going for entertainment value. I'm not going to be sold to, usually. And so, you know, there's so many options. Oh, maybe I should post on Twitter, maybe I should post on Instagram. Well, let's think about that. When you go to Instagram, do you look for a certain solution for yourself? Most of the time, no. And it's hard to convince someone of something they need by just simply showing up on their feed. Same with TV advertisement. You know, I mean, the Super Bowl with Dorito commercials and Pepsi commercials. Those are advertising, but it's big budgets to just let you know that they're still around. You should eat Doritos. That's all. For all of us little guys that don't have an international budget on our hands, we shouldn't spend too much time on awareness, simply going, we exist. No, you should spend your marketing time, effort, dollars on looking for motivated prospects searching for your exact solution. So this is just an example. I'm not saying bad Instagram, good YouTube. I'm just kind of putting two against each other in this random example. But if you go to YouTube, you know, if I'm going to YouTube as a homeowner, I'm going to type in like how to fix my broken sink. Right now, I'm a motivated person searching for a specific solution, whether I can do it myself or hiring someone. And so you want to start digital marketing in your head of how do I deduce this down to simplicity? One idea is think about platforms that people flock to for your solution that you can provide. Those people are already pre-convinced they have a problem. That's half the battle. They're going, I need this done. You know, for me, web design. How do I find people that need web design? Instead of saying, hey, out there to anyone listening, I'm a web designer. When you need me that one day in the next 5 years for a new website, I'm here. No, how do I get people who are already looking for it to find me? So I have a few points in this digital marketing kind of realm. First one is be honest with the space you're in. And what I mean by that is I said earlier, marketing to me is very situational. And I'm going to give you an example of two different business owners with two different business plans with two different audiences. And I hope you can see the difference here because it's a gaping difference between two companies going, I want digital marketing. Isn't that the same thing for everyone? No. Here's what I'm talking about. We had a client who wrote a book, great book. The cover is amazing. It's called Fully Alive. And it's a book about addiction. So, you know, I mean, it's not just a book about health. It's not, addiction is a niche in and of itself. Hey, can you guys help me market my book about addiction? Well, we do some due diligence. Hey, I got some bad news. There's over 60,000 books on addiction that show up when I go to Amazon, just as a normal consumer. So you want us to help you. We know that there's probably 3 billion potential readers that have internet access in the world. And of the 3 billion, you want to get some people to get your book. But the issue is you have 60,000 books you're competing with in the same space. Well, if we get someone to say yes, you know, I mean, you want to pay us to do this, how much would you get? Well, whenever I sell a book, I make $5. Oh boy. So you're up against 60,000 competitors and getting one person to say yes. But when you do get one person, you make $5. That's against you. That's tough. That is a tough place to be in. And who are these competitors? Oh, a lot of them are backed by international publishers that have billions of dollars in revenue that they can spend on marketing. Oh boy. I don't know if you should hire us for marketing because this is an uphill battle. This is tough if this is what you're given. I'm going to give you the opposite approach. Another business owner. Yeah, I'm a roofer. I'm in Pueblo, Colorado. We help them out too. Yeah, I'd love help marketing. So what's going on with you? Well, we're in this area, this county, about 100,000 homeowners. I looked on Google. It looks like you have about 20 competitors. Is that right? Yeah. Okay. And how much, you know, when you redo a roof, what's the profitability on that? About $1,000. Okay, wait a second. You're up against only 20 other businesses that are small businesses that also don't know how to market themselves on the internet. Only 20. And when you get one person to say yes, you make $1,000. That's right. Compared to you're up against 60,000 competitors. And when you get one person to say yes, you be paid $5. The gaping difference, two businesses that need digital marketing, but two very, very specific use cases, two very, very specific niches, the amount of audience they have, the amount of competition they have, the amount of revenue they make when you get someone to say yes. There's so much there that's different that you have to ask yourself, where am I in this spectrum? How many competitors do I have? Am I in a niche with 100,000 people? Maybe. And that honesty has to be ring true with you because it helps you devise the strategy you need. So for my company as Let's Design Your Site, I go, we're a web designer. We can design a website for anyone in the world. That sounds good, but it's actually bad because so can anyone else. We're up against a million other competitors. So how can we don't have the benefit of being a roofing company in a county of 100,000 where the barrier to entry is you have to move to this county and then be a licensed roofer. We don't have that. There is no barrier to entry to web design. And so how can we put ourselves against others? And this is the same with a lot of you guys. You know what I mean? A lot of consultants, a lot of people that say, I do it, but so does 100,000 other people. So how do we find our niche if it's not simply just local? It's not just finding a niche, it's a niche of a niche of a niche. It's one thing to say, I'm a plumber. Another to go, I'm a plumber in Cleveland. And another to go, you know what? I've decided to use Angie's List a lot. So I'm actually the top plumber in Cleveland on Angie's List. Okay, that's more like it. As a digital marketer, I can't help you if you're a plumber that serves a state wide. That's hard. But if you go, you know what I want to be? I want to be the top one on this directory in this city. We got a niche of a niche now, meaning our competition goes from thousands to hundreds to tens. Now we're talking. Here's an example from my own brand, Let's Design Your Site. We found this amazing platform recently called Clutch. And this is a platform for people to find web designers, digital marketers, things like that. And I thought, okay, there's a few directories out there. What makes this one special? Well, what makes them special is there's 2 million people that come to this website every month. I like that. And they actually coming knowing that this website helps them find a web designer or digital marketer. Oh my gosh. So far, we have qualified, motivated people coming to a source. I like this so far. What's the catch? Well, the catch is, Dave, unfortunately, Clutch has 55,000 web design firms on the platform. Okay, now I'm back to being an author like that author. I'm one against 55,000. What do I do? Well, Clutch is a niche. Okay, that's good. What else can I do? Oh, wait, I can go through these kind of filters on Clutch and think like the end user. You know what? I want web design, but budget. I want a budget of under $5,000. I don't want to spend tens of thousands on web design. I want a budget of under 5,000. And also, I want a provider that has a lot of reviews. I care a lot about reviews. And that it tells me that they have a history, they have good, they've served people well, and people are willing to buy for them. You take the same platform and you search it down to filter of they have more than 20 reviews and they're willing to build your website for under 5,000. The same platform shoots back 76 service providers compared to 55,000. I think I found my niche on a niche. I am now only competing against 76 people for a business for a client compared to 55,000. That's amazing. So at first someone goes, you should try Clutch. I look into it, I go, it's us against 55,000, not worth it. But wait a second, let me see what I can use psychological strategy of the end user and go, well, they're already sold into Clutch because Clutch does such a good job of listing well on Google they list number 3 for digital marketing, period. They list number 1 for web development company, period. So Clutch does a great job of finding consumers on behalf of us. But how do we get them from Clutch? Well, here, we got to find a niche of a niche of a niche. And the cool thing is, we didn't even need to niche by city to get down to 76 firms. We're in the Boston area. So if I say, under 5,000 in Boston, I'm sure it's us against 3 other people. And now any Bostonian that stumbles upon Clutch can find us. And so you really have to take a real world perspective on this. Instead of saying digital marketing equals throw spaghetti at a wall, digital marketing can be mathematical. It can be a science. It can be psychological, and it can make sense, which gets me really excited. A third point, reverse engineer where people look for you. When we're the business owner, we suddenly take on a completely different mindset. I do this for a living, therefore people should totally go with me because I'm me. I like, like I have friends that love me and say I'm good at what I do. So you should hire me too. But when we're the consumer, we don't care about anything. And so you go, oh, you want to hire me? Well, you pay a deposit. Things like that, or I have my website on the internet, so why can't I be found? I'm on the internet. Yeah, but so are a billion other websites. When you're a consumer, you don't care about any one website. But when you're a business owner, you go, wait a second, I'm me. How come no one's finding me? And so you have to remove yourself, think, I am not a business owner. I'm just someone looking for the service I happen to provide. And as business owners, you end up, we all have thrown money, time, attention at Facebook ads, Google ads, cold outreach, coaches, things like that. It's hard, and these work, but without the right practices, they're not going to work for you. If you're not a Facebook ad specialist like Pierre, how are you going to compete with someone like Pierre who does it for a living? And so we've all thrown money away at these marketing things and said, I don't know, I just don't know how to do this. Well, it takes that strategy approach and it takes that mindset to be able to get to the point of that. So you got to reverse engineer the way people search for your service. You got to niche down. And in doing so, you can find out truly where people are looking for someone like you. So for me, once again, using web design as an example, we can go on Google Map. People might search web design near me, web designer near me. Well, Google business profiles are free. So we can actually establish a Google business profile and show up in the Boston area when people in Boston type in web design near me. That's completely free. I didn't have to pay anyone. I didn't have to pay anyone for that. No consultant, didn't have to pay Google for it. That's a way. We specialize on the Wix platform, and Wix has a marketplace of vendors. So some people go, I'm just going to go to the preferred vendors list. There we are. That's free. This Clutch platform I just told you about, free. We can create YouTube videos to help establish ourselves as an authority, either on the Wix platform itself or in digital marketing. That's free if you're willing to do it. And so we're all thinking, man, we tried spending $300 on this, $1,000 on that, nothing ever works. You don't even have to spend money for half of this stuff if you think ahead of time the strategy behind it all. And then lastly, let's not do where people are not looking for web design. And so that's, you want to also inverse it, just to double check. Wait a second. Someone has a great idea. Wait a second, but would you look for web design on that one little platform? Probably not. Let's just let it go then. Let's not worry about awareness. Let's worry about finding people who are qualified and motivated looking for our exact service. So I want to give you an example of someone who just utilized the strategy and for free established himself as the same year he went into business, he sold out his inventory. And he's a friend who lives in Maine. And he said, I'm going to start a Christmas tree farm, a Christmas tree business. And I'm going, why? That's so random. He goes, well, my brother has a farm and I love the idea of a seasonal company because I don't have to think about it. I don't have to worry about it for 2 months and then it's gone. And so he said, so I'm trying to set this up. In my head, I go, that's an uphill battle. He goes, well, I think I've sourced the Christmas trees from Canada. Thank you guys. And I'm going to have the Christmas trees ready, like 200 Christmas trees I'm going to start with. In my head, I go, he's going to just have 200 Christmas trees just sitting there because how is he going to get himself out there? 3 weeks later, I'm the idiot because he goes, hey, I sold out. I'm like, how? He goes, I don't know. They just found me. How did they find you? I don't know. So let it go. 6 months later, I'm talking to him and I'm like, I think I figured out what happened to you. He goes, what? And I go, you utilize Google Business Profile for free. You just established a Google Business Profile. And when people search Christmas trees near me, what are they? They're not going to go to LinkedIn for Christmas trees. They're just going to type it into Google. Google's going to show up with actual website options, but it's also going to show up with that map at the top of Google too. And it's going to say, here are Christmas tree farms near you. He established himself right in the center of York, Maine, and he called his company St. Nick's Christmas Trees. So I know the strategy behind Google, the way that they establish themselves in the Google Business Profile. They care most about proximity to the searcher and that the name has to do with the service. So I'm going, oh my gosh, these other companies have probably been around for 10, 20 years, but they're called Osgood's Which Away Choose and Cut. And they're 10 minutes from the city center. I go, you just blew these other businesses who have been around forever out the water because you established yourself for free on Google Business Profile, called yourself something with Christmas trees in the name, and happened to be in the center of York, Maine. That's amazing. And it's like, well, who cares about York, Maine? I don't know, but there's 12,000 people that live there. Out of 12,000, we can assume 6,000 families, and they all need Christmas trees this year. So I'm like, oh my gosh, you could double next year because you strategically found a way accidentally to market yourself digitally where people are actually searching. So I'm like, my goodness, man, anyone in York, Maine who doesn't already have a tradition just went to Google and said, Christmas tree near me, found you first and said, oh, you're first. You must be the best one. Amazing. And he did it by accident. But I'm like, what we do is specialize in getting it so you can do the same strategy and actually not do it by accident because he kind of lucked out on that one. So once again, reverse engineer where people look for you and spend time on that. A lot of times you don't have to pay for it. You just have to think through it psychologically and say, how do I put myself in those positions? Another thought, strategize, lean on platforms, and execute. And what I mean by that is strategize, like I was saying, think through it, reverse engineer it, and then create a strategy to start from. You know what I mean? You can't just kind of throw it all out and say, I'm going to try this out. Think ahead, measure twice, cut once. And while you're thinking about these outreach to different platforms, think about a few. Don't just go for one, because everyone's different. We have a few companies that are closet design companies, and I go as clients, and I'm like, we can absolutely do Google ads, we can do things like that, but Pinterest. I mean, there's loads of people on Pinterest that are looking for closet design ideas, and it's free to post on Pinterest. And who knows, people in your area, happen to find you, and so there's free ways in multiple avenues that people are looking. Let's put in a few different barrels so we can shoot fish in a barrel. Let's find a few different options here. Secondly, find some third-party platforms that give you access to marketing data. What I'm talking about is over here, when I mentioned this company, before just going forward with them, I did my own research on them through our platform we use called SEMrush. This will actually tell us how many people search this website a month, which is unbelievable. It's like, I thought only Google could tell me that. No, there's a few third-party platforms, cost $100, $200 a month in different areas. They have different platforms for LinkedIn analytics, different platforms for Facebook analytics, Google analytics, that can really give away a lot of answers for you that make you feel like, oh, I don't have to work off intuition. I can actually work off real metrics. And so you can lean on third-party platforms you can find. And then lastly, spend time, effort, and attention, and probably a little money to have people find you. You know what I mean? Go for it, execute on it. And always, when they do find you, once again, they're the consumer, you're the business owner, give the answers. Here I am with you guys going, here's all the answers. Life is hard and no one wants to do everything. That's the whole point of economics. I don't want to make my own shoes. Someone could teach me how to make a shoe, I still won't do it. And so give it away. Give away the free call, give away the discovery call, give away the PDF, create things, give away videos. It goes a long way. And so that way you're dealing with the consumer the way they want to be dealt with. It's always a two-way street, but to meet them, you have to earn their business. Once again, we don't silo. We don't try just one thing. We sprinkle it all around. I know we're running out of time. And so real quick, I'll briefly go through some of the tools we use and a little bit of kind of strategy metrics tools, things like that. So once again, SEMrush is an amazing tool. You type in a keyword, closet design ideas, it'll throw in different variation of the keyword and how many people search for it. So in one foul swoop, 10 seconds later, I basically am Google. I go, oh, okay. Closet design ideas, 6,000 people search for that a month in the United States. Similarly, small closet design ideas, 720 people search for that. So these help us know things that our competitors have no idea about. If you imagine just your competitor knows all the data about your service, the amount of people searching, and you don't. It's terrible. And so you can be on the other side of it. You can be the one knowledgeable about it. Here's another platform we use in measuring our own success in it. This is an tool called Agency Analytics. In one place, you can have all the metrics on your company. How are we doing with our Google ads? How are we doing with our backlinks to our website? How are we doing with our rankings on Google? How are we doing with the website itself? Are there anything broken? There's too many things to think about. This platform just puts it all in one. Unbelievable. Another one called Bright Local for local companies. This tool says on the Google map, when someone searches for a business like you, proximity matters. So we're actually going to make it so on one map, we can pretend like we're in 25 different points at one time and show you where you rank proximity wise to people who are searching in those areas. So if you're a local service provider, I'm a chiropractor, and I rank number one when I look myself up because you're in your office when you look yourself up. Of course, you're right next to you by Google standard. What happens when you're a mile away? I don't know. I don't want to drive a mile away to find out. Well, this platform does it for you. And it also shows you in a different viewpoint who ranks above you and how they're doing. Here's their ratings on Google. Here's the category that they're in. Here's the authority score of the website. Unbelievable stuff that you just wouldn't expect any data tools to have. And it's just right at our fingertips. They just want to charge us $100 a month, $200 a month. Try it for 3 months, see how it works. If it doesn't help you, let it go. Another one called CallRail is amazing. You can tie in phone numbers to all the different ways someone can reach you. Oh, I have a newsletter I put out every month. I have my own website. I have Google ads to my website. I have an ongoing Facebook campaign I'm working on. You can tie different phone numbers to those places so that when you get calls from new clients, potentially, you know where they came from. So you know what's working and what's not working. And so all these tools and third-party platforms allow you at the front end to tell you what's possible for the market. And also in the middle, while you're doing it, how you're doing. And so going forward, if you guys want to talk with me, I'd love to. I love this kind of stuff. I mean, I'll just show you some other random kind of stats that we look into, that we study. You want to search better on Google. You go, how do I do that? Oh, well, we know the different factors that Google plays into how you rank. And so if you just go, I wish my website could rank better, I'll never know how. We know how, because we actually see what matters and what doesn't. And we see how the trend changes year to year. So here's a trend of how your website ranks compared to other websites on a year-to-year basis. What Google cares more about than less, this year compared to last year, things like that. Different factors, is your website mobile friendly? Is there a domain authority? A lot of different things at once going on that all relate to how you rank in different directories like Google. And then lastly, things like keyword research. Once again, we're helping a client that does closet design. We said, you know what? You do garage storage stuff too, right? Yeah, we do. How much do you do? We don't really flaunt it too much. Really, because I just did some research with our tools, and 33,000 people search garage storage ideas. 49,000 people search garage storage. So you're in custom closet business, but you don't realize this, but 2 times the amount of people care about storage. You think this way, your colleagues think this way. We just looked at data, not even intuition. The data says twice the amount of people care about garages. You should definitely do more with that. If you're marketing only to closet people, you're totally missing out. And it's not because I care about garages, it's because we have access to the data, things like that. So we love marketing because, we get to take psychology, math, common sense, and kind of pull it together with cool platforms to allow ourselves to think strategically in helping clients decide their path, reverse engineer how people would search for them, go forward with that path and allow for some metrics along the way. So that's it for today. Here's a little visual. So in a nutshell, when people in your area are in need of your service, they search online. The goal is you come up first, you look better than others in terms of web design, in terms of rankings, in terms of reviews. They reach out, make the connection. You serve them, right? You give them some free things. You make sure that you're there for them. Eventually they hire you, you get paid. They spread the word, rinse and repeat. Yeah, so that's my little presentation for you guys on digital marketing.
Dave, that's awesome. That's awesome. Any questions for Dave, folks? Anybody looking for customers?
Yes, what we can do is, Dave, do you feel like I'm sharing? There we go. Now we can see everybody. Always better when you can look into their eyes. That was awesome, Dave. Really appreciate it. Some great ideas and great resources for people to go even check out their own business. Really like that.
Yeah, that's the goal. We're all in business, and every day you serve the people you have, and then you say, if everyone left tomorrow, who will come on next month? And we always wonder, where are those things coming from? And so it gives us the opportunity to have a little bit more agency over the future of our business.
I actually have a question for Dave.
Okay, there we go. Doug.
Yeah, thank you. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I apologize. So Dave, actually, we're an Ottawa-based subscription box, and we're planning to move into the States. Our Shopify site says we should be in the States, not in Canada. We get a lot of people looking for right now we're just in Canada. I'd love to maybe talk to you about the U.S. if you do the U.S. markets, etc. About subscription boxes, etc. Because we're thinking of expanding into that realm, which is a whole different realm of boxes, especially what we're doing. There's lots of lifestyle boxes. We added a little twist to our box. We call ourselves Fun Flirted, a little dirty. So we actually had a little dirty product in your box. That's all I'm going to say without getting whatever, without getting in trouble online here. With our idea, figure, well, let's make like fat, fit, and fun, and let's make it a little bit fun for couples kind of idea at the same time. So that's why we tried to do that idea. So I'd love to sit down and chat with you about that sometime.
Absolutely. I'll put my Calendly booking in the chat and just brainstorm.
That's great.
Okay, and Mayank, I guess next.
Thank you, Dave. It was a great presentation, and it's like these days, we cannot just physically market ourselves to people like, having a pamphlet or poster like back in the day, 50 years ago, I'm starting a business, say, come check my bakery or come check my cookie shop or something. So it's obviously Google My Business and all these tools definitely have a big impact in the market, because you post something like today and it goes to like thousands and thousands of people, like the review. Like, for example, if I'm going to Montreal and I'm looking for a restaurant, like, okay, the best restaurant near me, and usually the one that gets like the 5-star reviews and has that has the most amount of reviews, that is always placed at the top position, right? And usually it's human psychology. We don't even care if that restaurant is good or not, because we know that popped up on like the number one. We just click on it. I don't even think 99.9% of the people do not even click on page number 2 of Google if you search anything. I don't think so. Like, nobody even goes to like page. There's like a million pages, but nobody clicks on number 2. So it totally makes sense to use these tools. And nowadays, because I was someone who never paid attention to social media and stuff like that, and I still am trying my best to get onto it. The reason is because I got all the business I wanted without it, but that doesn't mean that I should deny the power that social media and Google has. So thank you so much for the presentation, and
thank you.
Leave your link in the room, leave your link in the box, and we can chat more in detail, because I don't want to take people's time here, because everybody should get a chance to talk to you.
And I'll tell you, like, I agree with social media. Like, when I was in my band, it was when Twitter was getting popular. Facebook had already gotten popular, and MySpace just went away. And I was thinking, because we tried very hard on the MySpace train, and then it just died. And I was totally disillusioned. I go, well, what the heck? What's the metric then? How many listens on what platform matter? I thought, well, every social media platform will die then. And I stopped caring. And my record label goes, you have to use Instagram now. I go, you want me to take a picture of my burrito? Is this what we want? They go, yeah, no, that's what they want. I go, this is terrible. So my band broke up. I was like, I'm done with social media. It's kind of annoying. Who knew?
It isn't. We all think that it's a waste of time, but actually people who are faking it consistently for about a year, 2 and 3 are the ones who are making it to the top. And that's the new reality. It's like people think that, okay, this guy, Dave Place, this guy is so cool. He has this life set up, he drives this car, he goes to these places, and he's like, oh, and they want to be like you. And then they DM you that, hey man, you know what? I want to have like a session with you because I want life like that. And then you charge how much money you want to. And that's how they're making, some people are making 10 grand a day on Facebook.
Yeah, and that's where too, like it totally depends on where people search for you. So for you in the health industry, having those kind of the opportunity to show yourself kind of almost like an iconically is great for the health industry. For an accountant, not as much. No one's following that. And so that's where you have to choose the path of where someone would actually look for you in particular. And what you're saying, brochures makes sense. You start a business, you go, I need my business cards, I need brochures. As a business owner, that makes sense. But as a consumer, you go, what happens if someone hands you a brochure today? What would you do with that brochure?
Throw it in the bin?
Yeah. And so it's like, you always have to think the opposite. You have to think, if I'm a consumer, what would I need? So it's interesting stuff. And I agree with you too with Google. You're a restaurant, what's the number one goal? And it's like, well, let's show up high there, because that's what people do. Reverse engineer what people would do. That's the answer. Because you have to try hard in somewhere. It's just a matter of where. And so if anybody that makes sense theoretically, gives you a little bit of motivation to get started at least.
If anybody else doesn't have any question, I would like to share something 2 minutes. And if
Doug has a question.
Okay. Actually, it's more a comment, because Dave and I can relate, because I'm a musician myself, but I was in a band and did all that. And I kind of miss MySpace. That was a lot of fun way back when, the MySpace stuff. The stuff today isn't the same in my mind. Spotify.
No, Facebook never did it justice. MySpace was just like a nice area.
I just wanted to say MySpace was it. I used to love that platform when I was doing stuff.
Thanks.
Okay, so, and I just like to make a comment. So for what I understand, sometimes people don't get their niche or figure out where to go, because sometimes I think we're not clear enough on really what we're looking for or what our product or service is. So very important when you're marketing to really hone in on one thing. Like you have a couple businesses, Dave.
Mhm.
Do you do the same research for just the both at one time, or do you do them separately?
Separately.
Are they promoted separately?
Yeah, and I'm brutally honest with myself. With web design, we promote very differently because for marketing, I think most business owners, if you said, would you want help getting new clients? It's kind of like, yeah, yes, duh. So it's like the value proposition is different. Web design is like this. Do you need a new website? Today, you don't. You know what I mean? You're like, it's not on my mind. My website could be better, but I don't care today. And then 3 years later, someone goes, your website's terrible. Then you come, hey, today, this one day in the last 3 years, I actually need a website today. Marketing, you can start the conversation and be like, I do want that. Web design, it's like, no, I don't want that. Don't bother me. And then I do someday, but not today. So it's like, it's a different proposition entirely.
Yeah. Okay. So Mayank, I would have got back, but we're at 1:56. So Dave, thank you so much for joining us today. Just going to ask Bernie, who we got lined up for next week?
Okay, so a couple quick things here. So if you want to join Connect Ottawa, there's a link. There's a little information package about Connect Ottawa. May 5th, this Thursday, we have a mastermind. The promo code for free access is 2022 gold. And
yes, everybody's welcome to a complimentary event with that code if you haven't been before, just so you know how it's working.
And then next Tuesday, we have Wasting Food Isn't Trendy. Actually, the company's name is Trendy by Arjang Tajbakash. That's my quick fill in the blank pace. So it's talking about food sustainability and how they help agriculture in that space. Two quick things. One, the 3 dots, save the chat, because that's where you'll find the information later on. If in the event that you either need to get a hold of Dave and you can't find his particulars, get a hold of me. And also at 5 minutes after the hour, we will be having a survey pushed out. So if you've signed up for the event, there will be a survey that goes out to you. And if you say, no, don't send me on any mass mailings later on, that's fine. You'll be off the list. But there'll be that going out. Over to you, Margaret Ann. And Dave, thank you, by the way. That was awesome.
Thank you. And thanks for the tip on saving a chat. I never knew that. For years, for the last year, it's like put in the Zoom chat and then Zoom ends and you go, oh, no, where is that? So thanks for the 3 dot. That's great.
Oh, there you go. You know, this is what I love, right? Every time, every meeting, usually you pick up a little tip about something you didn't know. So thanks for saying that, Dave, because I would have thought that you would have known that. See, so
you should know that.
We never know what we don't know, which it's usually me saying that. Anyways, in the chat, I did put a link to our meeting on Thursday. So for those that don't know, Tuesdays is our keynote presentation. Somebody's invited in to share their expertise, and hopefully we get to stay connected as the days roll out. And Thursday is our Connect Ottawa. Basically, it's our VIP tribe group. So if you're looking for a place to connect weekly from 12 to 1, I'm going to suggest that. It's a different theme every week, different topic, can be a conversation. We want people to come in a safe environment, come and to be able to share your wins, share your challenges. Let's have some real conversation with real people so we can get some real results. So if that sounds enticing, I hope you'll come and join Bernie, Stefan, and myself on Thursday from 12 to 1. And I think that is it. Bernie shared the other stuff, and I guess it's just a big thank you. Okay, so Dave, we got 1 minute. What's the biggest takeaway you want people to leave with today?
I think be honest with what consumers want compared to what you as a business owner can give, and start with their perspective rather than your own when it comes to marketing. Great advice.
Okay.
Margaret, how can I be a speaker any Tuesday? Like, I want to be a speaker.
Mayank.
What?
It's 2 o'clock. Talk to me, Mayank.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so it's 2 o'clock, guys. Have a great afternoon, and maybe we'll see you Thursday. And if not next week, glad you joined us here. Bye-bye now.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Dave, quick question, Dave. Is he gone already? He's
Dave,
gone.
He's gone.
I'll email.
He was quick, eh?
He was. So he probably has other things